Saturday Showdown. Life Esports versus D+ Kia.
Now, you're playing Renata Victor into a short-range composition. That I think you're always going to be happy about. Is he going to play like Gangplank or something? I'm seeing this man smile.
He is giggling a lot.
Oh, do it.
Okay.
Do it. It's the read. Yes!
Yes, there it is. Not a pirate. Instead, he's gone for a Viking. And he's just going to be yelling bro. I love this. A champion that yells bro all the time after a bro victory earlier today.
By Sobero?
By a guy literally who played on bro. A little bit too much the GOAT, but kind of similar to Faker. We'll go into that immediately after we get onto the Rift.
I'm kind of wondering about the Olaf as well, because I know with Olaf ult you can, if I'm 99% you can run through a Zero wall. So I'm kind of wondering if it works for the Ghoulie wall as well. We're definitely going to find out in this game.
Trap the Viking in a cage. As you cannot trap him in a top lane.
Is he just...
He is just he's ghosting. He's ghosting. We're killing him right now. As he'll land the undertow and down goes Faker. There is nowhere he can go. He knew he couldn't flash. Vikla almost dies for it and has to sacrifice his flash, but that's first blood over to BNK.
By the way.
Yeah, no, he needs to be playing Brolaf actually, but he doesn't. Yep. Sobero just calling out the timings. Says we got him. Man, this guy's, he's got some vibes. He is helping out. As now we've got to dive towards the bottom side of the map. That bailout is not happening as Kellen will go down. It is a 1-for-1 sacrifice. Okay, he's still having a great time in this lane, as we can see.
Yeah, Olaf's his base stats are...
Not bad. Not bad. Does have a decent amount of being able to stay alive as well in the kit, although it's not really working against a bunch of ghouls. The Morning Mist may need to be used here, as, yep, that's just a solo kill for Doran. So
that's challengers, baby!
And Chronicler, I'd like to introduce you to this concept that we like to call a caster curse. Money. And so he goes back and he buys himself a Phage, teleports towards that top side of the map. And Faker putting on some pressure here in the mid lane as well. As Vikla may just die as the Arcane Storm comes through. Faker is going to get killed by Tibbers because Tibbers gets real mad after Annie goes down. So a 1-for-1 trade in the mid lane. She's not though, as we can see here. Doran is now in a little bit of trouble, ladies and gentlemen. The reckless swing, there's the shot. This is exactly how Olaf wants to play the game. And that is killing you and dying.
That's peak right there.
I don't know if it's good for Sobero, but he is doing stuff that he wants to do. As all right, True Shot Barrage is going to soften up these Void Grubs. Carrier's going in. Pop Blossom's coming down as well, though the Fate's Call needs to be invested. My God, those Tangle Barbs were so good. As now Vikla is going to try and take down Gumayushi, but he gets bailed out of that one. Ona down to 100 health, and Faker is looking to clean this one up. Kellen, not a whole lot he can do in this instance, and T1 win themselves the fight in that one as well. We're going to have a look at this replay first, though, as Sobero does that thing where he says, I'm going to run at you and hit you with axes and stuff, and then I'm dead. If Maria finally gets here, and Ona is playing super far up. Some aggressive play out of the man, as the Crab going to move back towards T1.
They're about to be a member up. I don't know about this for BNK.
A little bit dicey here as the Maiden comes down. Doran gets involved a little bit early, though, as now the Paranoia comes in. They look to just get rid of this Xin Zhao as quickly as possible, and Wind doesn't have time to become Lightning because he's dead. Kellen now doing his very best to survive, but he's going to get smoked down where he stands, and it's a double kill for Ona. Another one going over to Doran as he takes down Diablo. And it is going from bad to worse, as yes, Ragnarok doesn't get you out of the Ghoulie wall, as it turns out. And so Sobero is...
just gonna die?
Possibly just dead. Yeah, the Morning Mist is gonna be able to slow him down. And there is the kill onto the Olaf. And man, it was such a great start for BNK. Let's focus on that.
Trade, you don't have range, and they've had either Carrier or Ona just continuously hovering.
I would say that Faker is in trouble, but he's not. True Shot Barrage is going to snag him, but there's the Paranoia. Vikla may be in trouble, but that is...
Turn?
Yeah, the turn is going to come on through here. As Ona taking a lot of damage. Pop Blossom holds him in place. He does get a kill before that even happens, though, as the bailout not quite able to work here as the Ghoulie wall also. Not quite happening, and there's Sobero, ladies and gentlemen. It's the double, and now Diablo trying to get amongst it. Faker throws down the gravity field, says no to the rest of this fight, but BNK They're back on the board.
Well, like the extra movement speed and attack on your ult is good, no? If you're Nocturne.
I mean, yeah, it does make some sense, but, you
fine.
know, Stride Break is a pretty powerful item if you can get in amongst it, as Vikler is now dead, ladies and gentlemen. Doran is going to just allow his Maiden to kill him. Look at this! It's an NPC battle in the bottom lane, but the NPC is now alone.
Okay, I think that's mean to say about Vikler. Okay, he hasn't been playing super well, but
it was
let's be...
Tibbers and the Maiden, I'll have you know, Chronicler.
I know, I just wanted to see
In the world or anything like that, it's just getting close.
Oh, we're fighting on the power spike.
Okay.
So there's a second item.
Rift Herald might be the moment here. They can then use that to try and make this map a little bit smaller for
Their
T1.
team fight is still really strong. I think T1's too late.
Yeah, Kellen standing in a pretty good position here as the handshake does come through, but that is just a dead Rift Herald as the teleport brought Sobero in. He's looking for a flank angle here. He gets into the brush. That does give T1 all the information here as the Ghoulie wall goes down to make things annoying. Carrier continuing to find these handshakes.
Got a poke. They're playing for...
It's really smart from T1. They're just trying to create some space here as they go in onto Ona, and the Pop Blossom finds everyone! The bailout comes down yet again. They do kill the Nico, though, and so Ona stays alive for a long time into the backline. Goes the Olaf, but he's unable to get on top of Gumayushi. He uses those summoner spells so beautifully. And I was about to say T1 just had the positional advantage around that mid lane, and they utilize it so beautifully to just say no to BNK. They're going to look for even an inner turret off the back end of this as well. Oh man, I feel like they took so much from BNK just going for a desperation engage. You love to see it. You can take the Doran out of the build, but you can't take him off the Rift. He will still just go for the team fights. And he's finding it once again. Carrier up here alongside him. Let's see whether Doran and the Maiden can survive as the bailout does come in. The health bar is not going to quite be low enough, though, as Diablo gets close, to be perfectly honest. Owner on the cross map is going to be taking the second dragon for T1, as the Rift Herald does deal with this top outer turret. Still actually a bit of a help here for BNK. Outside of the fact that they lose the dragon, they may be able to get another charge. As you can see here, they do manage to collect it, so half health on the inner turret top lane. Still, it feels like everything's kind of a trade down at this point in time, as they're 3.5k goal behind. I mean, I guess you're basically support at
all you need.
So you need Kellen to be fed or something like that. As he is going to find the flash stun onto Faker. Arcane Storm comes down. He does flash away and puts everyone into the gravity field and says, nah.
That's a good trade.
Yeah,
take that.
Get the flash. Speaking of which, is going to be standing in this brush. Carry taking a bit of damage. Does have to heal to get that extra speed. The speed, in fact, going to allow him to get out of the tangle barbs. That's good news. As T1 just want to grab some crab. They will be able to do that. Okay, mid lane is facing off here in the brush.
No flash.
Raptor turns up. This time around, maybe there's an option, but the rest of T1, they get in position. The handshake's gorgeous. Faker just going to walk his way out. BNK thinking that they got enough buttons to take down this Archon. Let's see whether that is indeed the case. As Vikler, he can go back, teleport in. BNK looking for the turn immediately, though, as we can see. Hostile takeover. Gonna find only Raptor as the Ghoulie wall is gonna lock up Sobero. He's now looking to run his way out as the Maiden is chasing them all down. And T1, they do get them off the Archon. Is this enough to get the objective for themselves?
I don't know about doing it themselves. They feel confident. Faker is back with full health. The zone control is decent.
It's a 6v6 now as well. Tibbers and the Maiden getting amongst it, and BNK, they're just not going to go for it. They don't have the confidence, and the Archon just going to go over to T1. Callista. That being said, he is actually taking the Wolves instead. Diablo trying to do it one more time. As Faker, if at first or second you don't succeed, try again, and unfortunately don't try again, because it never really works here, ladies and gentlemen. Ona, though, is going low. Carrier bails himself out, but it's not quite going to work, as it's a 1-for-1 trade. Vikler, unfortunately, just doesn't have the health bar to survive in these fights.
I think they could have. Instead, they're looking for the collapse onto Doran, who is going to trade his life for an inhib, which I think you're not too sad about. If you can turn it into Dragon.
Well, let's see what he can actually find here, as he's going to flash. There's a blast cone.
Never mind.
Never mind. A-okay.
Really felt like they could have gotten him from more angles and probably killed him.
This has been a fun game, though. This has been a much more fun game than I was expecting.
I was expecting a blowout. That's the kind of the BNK special, though. I feel like they always go out in style. They do go out a lot because they're 5 and 9.
And it's not even necessarily in style, but it is on their own terms. That is definitely a fact. That's all right. Dragon going to be secured. That is Soul Point going over to T1.
Third. So between the Mercs and then Roa and then Cosmic Drive, it's hard, really hard to take him down. And he will be doing a good job of kiting his, oh my god.
Oh,
the little ghoul that could. Come on.
Get him, get him, get him. Get in.
Hey!
There he is. He's like, I'm finished. I only wanted to kill your brother.
No!
Fortunately, you're going to get taken down by Edge of the Merc Wolf. As, all right, Vikla, let's do it. Doran doesn't get stunned, though, and he just wanders out of range. He places Sobero in a circle, and now he's just looking to kill him. There he goes. Vikla now in a bit of, not a bit of trouble. He's dead. Yeah, Doran is way too large. Now T1 should be able to take themselves a Baron because Doran just like 1v2 double killed.
He's going to end the game.
Yeah, all that.
He's going to... Raptor can steal.
Yeah, does it matter though is the question. The smite is not even required because the rend is what secures it. Down goes this Xin Zhao, and Kellen in this side lane will not be able to do anything to Olaf. Yeah, Diablo is going to get back to base, but I think a lot of him wishes he didn't. As, yeah, he's on the fountain, but the Maiden does not care about your fountain. And Doran doesn't care about your Nexus. He's going to kill that, and T1 going to win game 1.
And then like one carrier from the top of my head.
Yep, Faker and Carrier both have 2.
And Owner obviously is the front runner.
Yep.
And then
yeah, Owner's on 500 points. But yeah. Oh, 100%. That being said, I love this top side for BNK.
Yep.
It has been very, very good.
What?
That's a Smolder. Wow, it's Pigeon versus Dragon.
Did get buffed, but I did not expect. Oh no, someone stop Chovy from watching this. We can't go back to the saddles. No! Yeah, I don't remember the Shadow Isles lore, but it's okay. I'm sure we'll get a lot of time early on.
It's okay. Folks can let us know. You can just write something down in Twitch chat. I'll make sure that I'm checking it out. It is going to be the Braum Lucian, which is one of my personal favorites, favorite Lucian lanes.
We did just pick Nautilus into Braum.
And you know what we've got for you for your birthday? We've got a game 2 between T1 and BNK FearX. Let's go. She has a closer relationship with Viego, because I remember there was like a big thing about that, and like
I think that was specifically Sentinel, Raptor like towards Doran, but Owner is covering that bot lane right now. Those are some very aggressive plays being set up.
Yep,
Owner is out of the curve.
Yep, they're slamming each other into walls, and that is just the quickest of cooks here for Doran.
By Owner, just completely out of the play, read them like a book. So Sobero, I don't think he dies, but he's going to take a good amount of damage, unfortunately for him.
Yep.
And 9 these, which you can just get all those off, definitely very annoying to deal with this. Doran picked up the kill. Are you like a reverse sear guy?
Yeah, I've recently got into it.
He's also getting reverse seared.
Yeah, this is the reverse sear as well, because this is Doran getting seared. He was greeting for a minion wave that he wasn't allowed to walk up to. And outcome-based assessment is our pledge, you know, to stay unbiased. As Emperor's Divide going to come on through there, and oh my goodness, it's the combo, and it works out gloriously. As BNK not going to be able to find too much here towards the top side, as Owner is going to just shove Vikla into the wall. He is going to get convinced to leave this area.
Oh, even Owner. Yeah, Owner does have to leave.
Yeah, sorry, it wasn't Vikla. Vikla didn't really mind about the whole situation.
No ult for Owner, so not ready to worry. We're 2v2ing here with Jace.
Yeah, not sure about this one, as the exhaust does come on through. Gumayusi trying to stand his ground as Sobero flashes away. Gumayusi gets into the mist, flashes off, but he does get the heal. And still Gumayushi's going to be able to pick up the kill now, the Piercing Darkness, and look at the heals that come in the whole time from Gumayusi and Carrier. And Guma, get back here! What are you doing? You could have killed him! Yeah, honestly, like, it was the fact that Kellen got the heal and it felt so good, and now it feels absolutely horrible. As Raptor comes in, Gumayusi might be dead, as he's going to see what he can do, but the heroic charge going to be enough there, as supportal combat will complete the play. And out goes Vikla here as Doran says, no, not my lane. Sir, that is illegal. Behind.
But I want you to look me in the eye and tell me, do you really think T1 isn't still going to fight every single fight?
Oh yeah, but the fact that they're winning is the huge problem, because I don't think that they should. As Carrier's going to find the hook, There's the Dawning Shadow as the Impale comes through as well. Diablo will get taken out. They will be able to trade one back because the Keeper's Verdict works out very nicely. But still, Raptor's going to get delivered to this turret. And even though they don't have a massive amount of damage, they are still going to try to go for the kill, but they don't manage to take down Raptor.
That was fresh.
And I guess it was Thresh the whole time. All right, Vikler is just going to airball the ultimate. And now the kitchen sink is going to land on him. Kitchen sink and Faker's mom. As he calls her down, Vikler at least is able to flash his way out of any danger.
Well, he lives. You know, that's really all that matters. Would have preferred if he hit the flash and then the ult, so that at least Faker would be threatened, but no, Viper went also for the same build. I forgot who it was.
Oh, was there another one?
There was a third Senna.
Oh, golly. Was that earlier on? Well, we've got a bit of a fight breaking out here as Carrier taking a fair bit of damage. Over the wall goes the cullinged up
Doran!
That equalizer placement! Oh, Doran, POM time, baby! It's POM time for Doran as he picks up the double. And Sobero, he's there towards the top side. He's looking to grab a couple of plates before they dissipate. Got under it.
I want to say like 4 months, but he's back.
Oh, yeah.
Domestic Doran is here to stay.
Well, there's international Doran's turning up.
Okay. Even for me, this is a bit much. Okay, this is.
That was the most horrendous caster curse I've ever seen in my life.
I still don't. That was okay. But I've been singing his praises all game. This is the first time this has happened. Okay, I just want to say.
What's the first time that you said domestic Doran? That was the first time you said it.
Okay, but he didn't die. It's fine.
Can't quite remember where, as Vikler looking for an angle, gets the flash this time. They find another heroic charge into the wall supplied by the Azir. They'll grab themselves a turret as well. BNK, some signs of life here as they move into a gold advantage.
I'm going to lose the Otacon for this, it looks like.
Hey,
OTP on
this
Nicola.
gold lead is extending though.
Yeah, that is true. I don't think that'll be enough as Kellen watching it happen. Mid-lane turret might go down as well. They can go for this for sure.
Well, they don't. They've got another pack of
wave's
minions.
here.
Yeah, so Otacon is going to be traded for an inhibitor turret in the bottom lane.
So that's
and an inner turret, and an outer turret, and an outer turret in mid lane as well.
3 turrets? Wasn't Doran still underneath it?
Yeah. So it was the outer, inner, and inhibitor in bottom lane, and they almost get the outer in mid lane as well.
That's very worth.
Yeah, I would say so.
I still don't think the game state's that great, but that's a great trade for BNK.
Well, bless you, Faker.
Okay.
A cunning ruse at that.
Cunning ruse, Atlas, as the possible fight. Oh, okay. Oh, he's faking it out.
Vikler instead crashes Shelly into a wall. And so just doesn't care about any sort of Rift Herald power whatsoever. She's just going to wander aimlessly towards the turret and die. Because that's what happens if you just crash Shelly into a wall.
Oh, RFC done for Guma now as well.
All right, there's the Flash Impale! Empress Divide does absolutely nothing as Vikler is just going to get executed by this dragon. 234 stacks, and as it comes in, T1 says it's time to fight. The Equalizer got Diablo out of that battle entirely as the minion wave is getting thinned out. Dawning Shadow comes through. That's going to keep Doran alive. And T1, they can just keep regenning these health bars over and over again. The power of this composition, if you cannot burst them down, is absurd. And now they're going to look for a Mountain Soul. It's game over, guys.
There's no shot you win against Mountain Soul.
Yeah.
One of the big win conditions that are still left for BNK are people. I also think that in this game you can give it to multiple people, and in game 1 it was definitely Doran, so I'm
Oh, that slam! That was real sexy there from Ona. He's getting my POM. I don't have one, but he's getting it if he wants it.
That is true, but like, how much armor? Like even Senna.
Well, Gumayushi.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, not going to take any damage.
Because he has Cleaver, right? It's not even like he went Grasp Senna, so his health isn't that crazy. It's like, what, like 2k?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah, this one does have a locket, though. Cerberus going to dive in on top of Doran here. Let's see who wins this 1v1. As Equalizer goes down, and Cerberus is just dead, ladies and gentlemen. Back on POM duty here is Doran. I try to hide mine, though. Right. Faker's going to get flashed on. That could be the opportunity here, as they do get a nice double knock-up. But that's it. That's the initial salvo. They almost got through it. Yeah, Dragon Shield. Owner is actually taking real damage though. But here is the equalizer. My God, the value is disgusting as his Flame Spitter comes down as well. Now it's Gumayusi untouched. They manage to get the Impale off. Down goes the Skarner, but that is all they're going to get as Sobero. He's just looking to make his way out. It is a 1-for-4.
T1 really playing it safe here, not wanting to run any risks.
Faker here towards the top side of the map, just looking to cook these minions, get this wave in order. And the Baron, I don't think, is going to be addressed whatsoever here by BNK. Everything is so dark, and it is most certainly full of terrors in that jungle. Faker flapping after Vikla here as a Hex Flash opportunity for Carrier, but doesn't find the angle.
By the way,
that was, oh God.
One achieve.
Slip away if there were any left to begin with. Mum goes down, and so do the Nexus turrets. There's a hook. Kellen gonna be flashing away here as the equalizer has taken them to half health on its own. It's on, like they're almost about to die to just the equalizer and an Elder Dragon.
Turret still standing, trying to hold on. And T1, still 30 seconds. They can try and play as the hook.
Carrier, that was so weird, but I loved it. He manages to find a stun onto Diablo as well. The Impale connects onto 2. The bottom lane is melted in an instant as the Emperor's Divide does nothing. There goes the Nexus turret. That is the clean ace, and T1 will scale their way to a 33-minute victory here in Game 2.
But I think we're there. I think that this type of playstyle is clearly working for the team. Some of the individual performances, I think, are a bit up and down, right? I think Faker still has been, even in this game, he was fine. Yep. But it felt like most of the stuff was happening around him as opposed to him being...
Gumayusi just did almost triple the damage of Diablo in this game.
Yeah, the Lucian counterpick did not work.
It did not.
Maybe not so much of a counterpick. Could obviously also be matchup related. But Diablo and Kellen were quite strong in the T1 bot lane last time around.
Yep.
Not now.
And when it comes to wife versus husband, my money is almost always on the wife. Let's just say that. In my experience, they win all of the arguments. As Doran is going to get it, there is a god, ladies and gentlemen, and he is benevolent. Faker allowing Doran to have this one.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Jisun for the POM interview translation, joined by Doran on the side of T1. Congratulations on the win. You got your revenge of the first round. How do you feel? Yeah, it was a big bummer that we lost to BNK FearX in the first round, but in the end, today we managed to get our revenge, so it feels amazing. So this is your second interview for this year's LCK, but first POM. How are you feeling? Our team has been performing pretty decently. You know, we are on a pretty good run, but this is my first POM of the season, so I hope I can pick up more in the future. Today, you were playing up against Sobero, who actually had his first LCK matchup against T1 3 years ago. His Olaf in Game 1 was pretty aggressive and pretty on point. How was it? Game 1, he hit level 3 and made a roam towards mid lane, which kind of freaked me out. But in the end, we were able to pick up the win of the game in that game, so I was very relieved. Well, your Yorick in that game had over 1,000 DPM. Were you expecting a POM after such a great performance in that game? I think I made a pretty impressive play at the end of the game, so I was like, maybe I might get a POM, and then I got lucky, you know, won game 2 as well, and then won the POM. 5 solo kills in that single game. Did you know that? I mean, I thought I did pick up a lot of solo kills, but I didn't know it was 5. Wow. Like, I have never experienced something like this before, so I think that was a great game for me. And then you got a couple more solo kills in game 2 as well, and with the solo kills today, now you are on the second place in the solo kill leaderboard in the LCK. How do you feel?
잘 뻥튀기 잘한
You
것
know, you
같습니다.
have to keep
무슨 소리세요?
buffing the
뻥튀기가
numbers, you know.
아니라
I gotta
오늘
keep it
정말
going.
그만큼 또 임팩트 있는 플레이를 계속해서 보여주신 것 같습니다. 2세트에는 팀에서도
And then
세나와
game
스몰더가
two,
나왔습니다. 패치
T1
버전이
had
바뀌면서 상향된
smaller
조직이었는데
mids and a
후반
bot
밸류가 굉장히
composition,
높은
you know,
조합이었던
very
것
late game
같거든요.
focused.
어떤 메타 해석이 있었던 걸까요?
So what's the read on the meta right
이번에
now
또
with the new
메타가
patch?
조금씩 패치가 되면서 또 뭐 이런
With the new patch coming in, we wanted to try out a lot of different picks.
그런 방향성으로
And today, with that direction, we wanted to draft around those concepts, and it worked out pretty well. And you played Rumble in game 2. Your equalizer was always great, doing a great job. So what would you say about your Rumble? What makes your Rumble so special?
럼블은 근데 좀 누가 해도 다
I mean,
비슷한
Rumble,
느낌의
everyone plays
챔피언인데
it pretty similarly. It's a
오늘만큼은
staple
좀
champion for
다르지
top
않았을까?
laners, but maybe today my Rumble was a little bit good, you know, a little bit better than ordinary Rumbles. And today, Tom, T1's coach, is having his birthday. Any birthday wishes for him?
너무 축하드리고 또
Happy birthday.
뱀픽 잘 항상 잘
Thank you
준비해
so much for
주세요.
working so hard for our comms and drafting. Keep up the good work, please. And with today's victory, T1 now secured a spot in the road to MSI. You know, T1 is always getting a lot of support from the fans, a lot of cute fan signs as well, and a message over to them.
또 MSI 진출전이 있기
Yeah,
때문에 그
road to
전까지
MSI is just around the corner.
폼을 최대한 끌어
I hope our team can keep the great momentum and form going, and I will look forward to the fan support. And this will be the end of the Doran interview from T1 and back to the space. Thank you.